So the next part of our monkey build is going to be to install the Rizoma front signal mounts and turn signals from MNNTHBX, MNNTHBX.com, and we're looking at the product page right here where I purchased these lights, and this is just a continuing effort to slim the bike down a little bit more subtle of a look. The front turn signals were never really an issue in my opinion. They're just pretty big and they're stuck pretty far out. You know, DOT regulations and stuff made the US spec indicators and brake lights and stuff a little bit bigger and uglier than the Euro version, so you could always go with the Euro version and import them in and install those. Keep a really nice factory look to keep the style of the bike consistent. But I'm going a little bit more off the beaten path with this bike anyway. So we have the rear MNNTHBX tail light mount on there, so we're going to keep it consistent and install the little bullet front mounts here. And I have the configuration in which I bought them pulled up. So it's the side mounts, so it's a Delrin machined side plate to replace the OEM piece, and billet LED signals, the Rizoma lights. The cost is obviously coming in with those Rizoma lights. So let's see how the OEM manual says we need to take the front signals off, and then we'll see if we can't do it easier, and we'll go from there. So this process looks really easy. We're just going to remove the headlight case. I'm not sure if we really need to do that, so we're going to skip that step. If I do, I'll show you how to do it on the bike. And then remove the bolt, the washer, the collar, the turn signal mounting rubber, and the front turn signal light. So you have the bolt, the looks like there's a mounting plate, backing plate in there, and there's the base, and then you'll just slide the light out. Then we'll also be removing the mounting plate for it as well. So that's it. So let's go ahead to the bike and see how it comes off. So just stepping up to the bike, looking at it, you can see there's one bolt exposed on the outside. However, there are two bolts underneath, one down here and one up here. So we're gonna have to sneak a wrench back there to get those off, and then we'll see if we can't just take this assembly off without having to remove the headlight bucket. So the trickier part of this is going to be to get this 10mm bolt off right behind here. So we're going to go ahead and chop away at that. There's no need to film the whole thing. Okay, so we got the bolts off, and I can see now why they want you to take the headlight bucket off. It's because the terminations and connector for the turn signal light are inside the headlight bucket. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the manual, and we're going to see how that comes off. Alright, so we might be able to access the connections by just taking off the front bulb part. So we'll try that first. And this is instructing us to remove the screws. So those are the side screws that are about in the 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock positions, or 4 and 8. And release the hook and remove the headlight from the case. Hold the headlight and disconnect the headlight connector, and that should allow us to look inside here and see what's going on. And beyond that, if we need to remove the case, we'll take a look at that step if necessary. Okay, so I've had this headlight off before, investigating the problem where it comes loose from the bucket. So there's just two screws on the side here, and undo those, and it should allow you to pop the front out. So now we're going to split the case. This, I know it comes off very easy from my previous issues with it, and let's see if this allows us to peek inside, get a look at the connections for the turn signal lights. And it does give us good access right here, so there's no need to take off the entire assembly. We should be able to work around it and feed our wires through the back of the case here and get them connected up. So I was curious to see what was on the other side of this backing plate, and if I could mount the Rizoma light straight to this plate to keep that factory look, but the hole here is for a grommet, so that's not going to work. But just if you're curious, that's what it looks like underneath. Okay, so we mounted the Rizoma light up to the mount. This is really easy. It's just a 12mm nut and a washer and a pass-through bolt. That's the Rizoma mount itself. And I put this little rubber boot on that they gave me just for, you know, finish and weather resistance. So we're going to go ahead, and it's just a 2-wire connection onto the bike. So we're going to throw it on there, and that should get us to where we need to be with the left side. So we got everything mounted up. The supplied hex head bolt can be cranked down pretty tight. The 2 bolts on the back side, I use moderate force putting them back in because they're going into Delrin plastic and I don't want to strip them. And the connections are fairly simple. We have red going into the blue and black negative going into the green. So let's see if they power up. And they do. So all is good, and we'll move on to the next side and then button the whole thing up, and I'll give you an after look of everything. Pretty self-explanatory, but on the driver's left side, the wire is orange and then the other side's blue. So it's going to be red to orange and black to green on the other side. Okay, so our install is all complete. Headlights back on. Rizomas are aimed best to my eyeball and you know, how I figured I wanted them. So pretty easy project altogether. They're really bright, which is good. So pretty cool little thing. It's a unique look on the bike. Some may like it, some may not. But at the end of the day, it goes with the theming of my bike. So I dig them. I like the subtle look, and it slims the bike down a lot. Those factory original mounts were metal, so they're a little bit heavy. So anything to slim down the weight on this bike and profile is good. So I'm pretty happy with this, and look forward to seeing how they react at night. And you know, I don't ride at night much, so it'd be good for me even in the days, because anything here in sunny Florida that's really bright is a good thing on the road. So pretty happy with this product and the install. So thanks for watching. Got some more stuff coming up, and we're going to be at the Barber small bore event this weekend, which this video will probably be uploaded after that event. So we're going to have some fun footage from that as well. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.